What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Nick Moseeder here, and I've got a video to play you guys that is absolutely the funniest thing I've seen all week. So this is Zoran Mamdani sitting down with an interviewer talking about how he wants to dismantle NYPD's riot division, and you're not going to believe what happens during this interview. But it's definitely a sign from God that he does not approve of communism. And it actually reminds me of, you guys remember when the George Floyd mural got struck by lightning? I mean, if that wasn't a sign from God, I don't know what is. But this actually might take the cake, and I'm not going to spoil it. I want you guys to see for yourself. Watch what happens while he discusses wanting to abolish NYPD's riot division. Now, you got to listen closely. Here we go.
I think that people are going to look at it and say, well, how can you get to those positive outcomes of public safety if you disagree on things like the strategic response group? She wants to keep it.
You hear it? Here it comes.
You want to get rid of it. Where did you land on that?
I continue to have my concerns around the strategic response group because they're concerned.
This is right around the point where he hears it too. It's undeniable at this point.
Around the fact of whether we can ensure that we're not only protecting New Yorkers, but also New Yorkers' ability to exercise their First Amendment rights. And I see with the commissioner a shared belief in the importance of that exercise, as well as being able to protect New Yorkers. And I think when you look at No Kings, the protest where we had tens of thousands of New Yorkers come out in the streets and voice their displeasure with the federal administration that has been going after them time and time again, we saw that that was not only an exercise of their...
It's undeniable at this point. It's practically drowning out his speech because it's so loud.
First Amendment rights, but also something that they were able to do safely.
Yeah, this is fitting. While we're talking about public.
And finally, the interviewer acknowledges it. And if he didn't, I would have thought this was fake or AI or CGI or something. I would not have believed that this actually happened. And look at Mamdani's face right now. You can see it written all over him that he knows he looks so dumb right now. So I got a pretty big kick out of that, and I hope you did too. It's poetic justice. It's a sign from God that this policy, this guy that wants to defund the police and dismantle the strategic response group, has to be stopped, and his policies cannot be enacted. I want to talk about how dangerous what he's suggesting actually is. So in theory, it sounds great, right? As communist ideology always does. He's a wolf wrapped in sheep's clothing with a fake smile. So he wants to dismantle the strategic response group that's responsible for handling large protests, riots, and crowd controlling the city when there's civil unrest. And so what do you think would happen if you got rid of those 500 trained, armed officers? If they didn't exist anymore, what do you think would happen? Absolute mayhem would happen because the burners are going to burn and the looters are going to loot because they know there's nobody there to stop them. If you get rid of the strategic response group, then who takes their place? Regular field officers that are already understaffed and already overwhelmed and already have jobs to do and emergencies to respond to. And now you want them to control riots too? It ain't happening. There's going to be nobody there. And he says he wants to replace the SRG with literal social workers. He calls them community safety teams or mental health responders, but they're social workers. So you mean to tell me that when there's a violent mob of jihadists or Hamas sympathizers or Antifa thugs burning and looting and rioting, you're going to send in social workers? This is absolutely dangerous. And if you live in New York City, then you better get the heck out of there while you still can, or at the very least, start getting on the phone with your city councilman or your reps, somebody. Because the NYPD Commissioner, Jessica Tisch, she wants to retain the SRG for handling protests and riots. But, Mamdani could get rid of her and replace her. He's the one that controls the city's annual budget and can reallocate these resources. And he can also get rid of the NYPD commissioner and replace her if she doesn't go along with his agenda. And this is exactly what you get when you elect a communist. You're not going to get any of the free stuff that he promised you. You won't get the free buses. You won't get free childcare. You won't get any of the stuff that he said he was going to give you because he doesn't have the authority to do it. But what he does have the authority to do is reallocate resources away from NYPD so that you get less safety and more crime. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we had a good laugh and we learned a thing or two. So if you like this video, leave a like on it, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and if you want to save a ton of money and get your Christmas presents early, go to MyPillow.com and use promo code Nick at checkout. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.